What's good, everyone? As you can see by the description, I don't even know why I repeat it in the beginning of these videos. We got a new reaction today. A Quiet Place Day 1. Let's get into it. Hey. Lupita? Alright. Ooh. Okay.
Please! Please!
Oh my goodness. Do you hear how many of them there are? Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Where do I even start with this one? Wow. First of all, great trailer. This is a great trailer. Nice and condensed, nice and straight to the point, right? Which I enjoy. And I think we all, I love a good prequel. Let me not say we all do. I love a good prequel, but I also love a great origin, like a day one story. I love zombie movies. I love apocalyptic movies, if I even said that correctly. But a lot of the times we don't see ground zero movies. We don't see day one movies. We don't see like when it first started. I think one of the best ones I've ever seen is 28 Days Later, where they show you a little bit about the beginning, but then it's still in that early condensed first few days of seeing society fall apart. We don't see that often. And then in a quiet place, obviously, as it shows in the beginning of the trailer, those movies, they gave us glimpses of the first few days, but they didn't really show us what it was like day 2, day 3, day 4, which are the most critical days. That's when there's the most loss of life. That's when you really feel the most, it's the highest form of despair. 2, 3 months, a year later, those are the survivors. Those are the ones who have adapted, and those are the ones who are living in the new world. This movie is showing us what it was like, ground zero, day one, and of all places in New York City, like where it's one of the most densely, highly populated places in the world. And it almost makes me feel like wherever these creatures came from, it almost makes you feel like these attacks are targeted, because in the prior movies, they were in some suburban, rural town, like it wasn't very high, it wasn't a highly dense population. And in those areas, we only saw about 1 or 2 of the creatures. Here you can see there are hundreds landing in New York and on Manhattan, and it almost makes you feel like they were intentionally targeted at certain places in the world. Now, I don't think this movie is gonna get into the origin of these creatures, but I do notice that is very interesting to see the difference between them touching down on Earth in the first movie versus this one. Now, something else that I noticed here, and I stopped here for a reason, correct me if I'm wrong, I always forget this gentleman's name, but he was in the second movie as well. He was one of the survivors. He was living on the island. So it's going to be interesting to see how his and Lupita's stories intertwine, and if we even see how he advances and moves on to however he ended up getting to where, because clearly he's gonna survive, but we don't see Lupita. So a lot of different questions, a lot of different thoughts, a lot of different theories, But ultimately what I love is I love when we get to revisit a universe from a different perspective. The first two movies, we saw it from the perspective of the family. The second movie kind of shifted to the son, the daughter, and another survivor. Now we get to see this world from a completely different angle, and not to mention a different time period. And I think the cool thing about it opens up the door for more of these scenarios. Maybe in the fourth movie, we see a perspective from, you know, almost kind of like how Bird Box Barcelona attempted to do. We could see a perspective from Europe, from Asia, from another part of the United States, which I think is a really cool perspective. And it also allows us to introduce new characters, new actresses, actors, and get different types of performances, because I think this is one that really fits in Lupita's wheelhouse. We saw her in Us, and there's just something about seeing that look of terror on her face, where actors, they kind of have their niches, and Lupita just has that nailed. Like, you buy in when you see her face scared on the screen. And then I'm also interested, this looks like maybe a coworker or somebody else he survives with. We see him multiple times throughout the trailer, and then her cat as well. New Yorkers, right? So excited about this movie. I've been waiting for some of those big, you know, those big box office thrillers to kind of get me excited for the theaters this year. This is another one that I'm gonna add to my list. Hopefully I'll be able to find some time to do a review for it as well if I get to catch it early. But I'm excited about this one. Let me know what you guys think. I always appreciate the different feedback, the different perspective, even the different thoughts on my thoughts, just to have those kind of conversations. I'm a big movie guy, I'm a TV show guy, obviously I'm a gamer as well. I like to react to gaming, but it's all about kind of starting those conversations. And this is another one of those movies that I like the perspective change. I like how they're changing it up, but they're also staying true to that kind of story, that curiosity of what would it be like to live in this type of a dystopian world. So let me know your thoughts below, and as always, I appreciate the support. If you enjoy this reaction, you want to see more, there's plenty others on the channel, more to come. Feel free to subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you hit the like button. But if not, I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. So until then, peace out.